friends tonight. Let's make welcome Dr. Mrs. Grace Enoch, as God is doing it for us. Amen. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Let's
Amen.
clap our hands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, ma.
Yes,
Good evening, ma'am.
I will run with speed because I have limited time. If I have all the time, I know I have a lot to say, but let me just run with speed. Are you all welcome for this conference? And I count it privilege to be part of the facilitators. I have moved with a woman of vision for quite some time, and I must say that I've enjoyed my service with the woman of vision. I've enjoyed my movement with them. I've enjoyed every bit of the programs we had together. So tonight I am giving a uncommon influence, balancing career and ministry. Balancing career and ministry. We want to look at our career as human being and our ministry. When you talk of woman, uncommon woman, uncommon means something that is distinctively different from every other. Standing out is a human, is a being, is something, but there's something that differentiates it from the looks alike. And then it's something that is rare. And when you talk of an uncommon woman is tricky to define. But because what you count to be uncommon changes. It changes based on context, it changes based on culture and personal value. However, we can just look at it in terms of quality, achievement, and path that deviate from the expected norm. So we are looking at it from this angle. Someone who breaks barrier. Who is she? Who is that person that breaks a barrier? It can be a trailblazer, a woman who achieves significant success despite facing significant obstacles due to her gender. It can be her race. It can be due to background, family status, or other factors that you can think of. Somebody who is a pioneer, a woman who ventures into a field dominated by men and looks at it, what a man can do, a woman can do. That is a woman of influence, known for what she loves doing. Somebody who challenges societal norms and expectation. You know, when we were growing up, there is this norm, there's this saying that the woman's place is in the kitchen, the woman ends in the kitchen. And you can see that in those days, many people fail to train their female children, having it in mind that the woman will eventually be married out to a man. But today, men are no longer looking for women that are not trained. Men are even looking for women that will commensurate their effort, women that will match their energy. And so a man that has trained himself, that has schooled to the master or PhD level, will not be looking for a village girl who has not attended school before. So a woman that measure up in the society, someone who lives a life outside the mainstream. It can be an explorer, an adventurer, a woman that travel with purpose. I've oftentimes heard people saying, I'm going to Dubai. What are they going for? They are going for shopping, not for anything reasonable, but they are going for shopping. I've oftentimes heard people, want to go for vacation in UK. They are not going for anything meaningful, but a purposeful woman, an uncommon woman goes to such places and they come back with a value. They come back with something new learned. They come back with something, that is not seen, something rare around. They make sure they come back with something. It can be an advocate, a creator, an artist, and the rest. An uncommon woman can be somebody with unique value and unique perspective, trait perspective. And then when you talk of an uncommon woman, in this sense, an uncommon woman is somebody that has a unique trait and a value. When you talk of unique trait and value, somebody who is empathetic, a woman that can place herself in the position of another, a woman that can feel another person's pain, a woman that that is resilient, a woman that is can bounce back easily from whatever given situation. And that is the angle we are looking at it from. Then when you talk of women that have influenced the world, in what way they enrich the cultural landscape? When you look at the world of the artists, musicians, writers today, Nigerian women have risen and they have enriched the cultural landscape of the community and beyond. Beyond Nigerians, you are hearing their name. They challenge limiting norms. What are those limiting norms around us? Women are not meant to do this. Women are not allowed to do this. Women are not allowed to, till now, there are some positions that people still believe that women are not allowed to attain, especially in this our Nigerian cultural setting. So they break such limits. They promote diverse perspectives and they share their God-given gifts and talent generously. And the only way you can influence your world is when you give out that your God-given gifts. There is something God has deposited in every human being. The moment you start giving out, that is when you create impact and you become influential among people. Now we want to look at uncommon influence. What is uncommon influence? What does it mean to create a uncommon influence? As a woman, ability to impact others. What are you imparting in others? Ability to impact your world in a way that goes beyond the typical or expected. Ability to go beyond, to think outside the box. You do beyond what you think other people are doing. You are impacting your world, you are impacting your environment. It's about wielding power and persuasion in a manner that is distinct, impactful, and often leaves a lasting legacy. Influence has to do with the ability to give back to the society. That is what the influence, the angle I am coming from this moment. Your ability to give back to the society. And the question we ask ourselves now is that, what am I giving back to the society? What is it that naturally flows from me to decide? Because your gift is something you do with ease. Your ministry is something you perform with ease. So what is it that is coming from you that is flowing to the society? You are not thinking of the value you get from it now. You are not thinking of the pay you get from it. But what is it that you think you are giving out and it flowing freely from you to the society? And one thing I want us to know is that the more you give, the influential you become. The more you give, the more impact you make. The amount of volume you give out to the society determines your level of influence and the impact you make. Now, we want to move out from being inspired. We want to move out from sitting down, you are getting and you're getting, you're getting. What are you giving out? From the little you have, you need to give out. Ability to give back to the society and then ability to transform your society. Definitely, when you give to the society is transforming. When you give to the society is making things different. I want to use this Woman of Vision platform as an example. When you give to the side, a little time we have moved together, we have gone out maybe to schools for outreach, and then maybe the ladies unlock that we have done for children. There are impact we made that has transformed the lives of these children. There are some of these children that are looking for, when is it coming up again? When are we having it again? Why? Because there's something we have succeeded in depositing in them, and they look forward for more, they yearn for more. So we are looking at balancing a career and ministry, having to do work and ministry together successfully without one suffering for the other. Being fully present in both. You are present in your job and you are present in your ministry, not allowing one to suffer as a result of you maybe concentrating on the other more. Now, how do we balance our career and our ministry? When you talk of career and ministry, not everybody on earth has career. but every woman has ministry. So please bear this in mind. Every woman born to this world, man or woman or everyone has ministry. Not everybody has career. Career is something you choose to do. Career is something you have interest in and you want to, but your ministry is your calling from God. There is a calling for everybody. You know, the first speaker mentioned it, the place of God, that God factor. You can't do without it. The second speaker still mentioned it, God's factor. Without God, you are as good as nothing. You cannot achieve anything. So if we put the God's factor in place, definitely in him you find your ministry, you find your purpose. Ministry this time, we are not talking about your ministry, maybe your service to a church, your service in the place of prayer, or maybe the way you serve God. Not only that, your ministry, that thing God has called you to this world to come and do. There is something God has created you to do. There is something you need to come and fulfill on earth, and that is your purpose, and that is where your ministry lies. You know, there are a lot of persons who energetically pursue a successful and financially rewarding career with all the bells, the whistles, and the lifestyle it offers, and others who eschew traditional careers to get into ministry, knowing that it will be morally and spiritually fulfilled, but probably maybe less financially rewarding. The truth here is that you can do the both and be successful in life. You can be a successful career woman and you can be a successful ministry woman at the same time. The difference between this career and ministry is that career is a job, is a work, a trade, a business an individual choose to do. So you as a woman, what is the trade you're doing? What is the job you're doing? Our first speaker said that as a woman, even if you have a salary job, a salary paying job, you should have a business, a side also that brings you money. Can be on daily basis, it can be on weekly basis or monthly basis, and that is when you can ascertain your financial balancing. And so the career is what you choose to earn money from, while your ministry is God calling for your life, upon your life. Career is about advancing yourself, while ministry is you advancing God's word. But then let's look at it from this angle. There are people whose career is embedded in their ministry, or their ministry is embedded in their career. We have such people. I have a woman who read a guidance and counseling as a career. That is a career. She read that, and on the long run, she discovered that her ministry is in counseling. So the two can be meshed together. More and more and more like that. We have other persons. It can be in the medical aspect. It can be in the business. Maybe you have learned to do a good trade. Your ministry can be embedded there, and then maybe your ministry is this way apart, and your business is this way apart. You can marry the two together, manage them, and be successful without you becoming weary. Then we want to look at how we can balance this career and our ministry. The truth here is that we all have ministry, just as I mentioned, but not everybody has a career. When it comes to balancing career and ministry, it is a challenge that every woman must master. It is not something you are born with. You must master how to manage career and ministry. It is not automatic, no matter your field of occupation. If not, one will always suffer for the other. If you don't master how to balance the both, one will definitely suffer for the other. It can be easy for people that preach it, for people, our motivational speakers or our preachers, people that read the Bible to preach to us. It can be very easy and smooth from their mouth. If it is that smooth, then a career woman should, hand it over naturally to the children. Maybe a professor, hand it over to the child. A pastor, hand it over, and then the child automatically becomes bishop. But it doesn't work that way. It is something you need to master, and then you see yourself doing it with ease. We want to look at it from this few guidelines before you say you want to master your career and your ministry and be successful in it. You must know your calling. You must know your calling. What is your calling? When you are doing work that is taking you, is energy sapping, It is, your brain sapping and the rest. And you have a ministry that is demanding as well. It will get to a stage, if your calling is not known to you, you can be weary and give up on it. You see a woman, when you let's visualize a woman, not from the angle of enjoyment or flexing, but a woman who is busy at work, a woman who sits from morning till evening for a week long in a seminar room, conference room, in order to acquire knowledge. A woman who stays all night to study in order to meet up maybe a talk or to meet up a teaching. A woman who is there head bent in order to meet up job. You are organizing a meeting just like this conference we are in. The arrangement has been on for months. The arrangement has been ongoing. There have been night arrangement, this arrangement and that. And then the woman still have ministry to meet up, and you ask yourself, why did this woman choose this path? The woman did not choose the path. The woman just found herself doing that, and she's doing it with ease. You can't overrule the place of fatigue and maybe burnout once in a while, but the moment you know how to manage yourself, you can easily navigate uh without burnout. You might ask why this woman chose, but the woman knows why. Have a clear focus. Even know your calling. Do
God.
you have a focus? Do you have a focus? Have a clear focus. Is necessary, because if there is a vacuum around you, others will not hesitate to help you, fill in the vacuum. Others will not hesitate to fill in your vacuum with their many expectations. But when you have a clear focus, that is what keeps you going. That is your drive. You establish your focus from the beginning, and you will be prepared to help people understand your driving principle. Oh, when they know your driving principle, there are areas they will not meddle with. You maintain an organized calendar. There is need for us to have calendar. Just last week, a colleague of mine was sharing with me that she lived with one of her uncle's wife. That this woman practically have calendar for everything. They plan the menu and place it in the kitchen wall. That they have calendar every day, every morning. When you wake up, have you done your exercise? You just see it on the door. Have you done your exercise this morning? If you have not done, that is a reminder. It's a calendar. That's a reminder. Oh yeah, go and do your exercise. Everywhere she has this sticky note written with something on it, placed on the wall around the house, reminding the children there is place for this thing, there is place for this thing. Please don't scatter the house. So you must have a working calendar. While the first two tips might be more philosophical in nature, this tip is very practical. Keep your calendar up to date and organize is the key to maintaining balance. Management consultant, there's a management consultant, Peter Duker, who once said, he said, tell me your value and I might believe you. Oh, this is my value. This is what the person might believe you and he might not believe you. But he said further, he said, show me your calendar and your bank statement, and I will show you what your value really is. This insight is valuable for setting up your calendar. You can choose what goes in, what is added or what is deducted from your calendar, but let it be that you have a working calendar, and there should be empty space in your calendar that you can fit in unforeseen circumstances, unforeseen changes come at every point in time. So you should be able to have spaces in your calendar so that you don't get weary, or maybe you don't become afraid when changes occur. You set up a clear boundary. That is for every human being, every aspect of life. Let there be a clear boundary. Cut your boundary clear. How do you do it? There is a place for everything in there. Tell children, this one, don't keep your shoe here, don't keep your bag here, let there be boundary. I travel to Lagos sometimes, and I went to a house where a little girl is living. We saw wire on the floor and the rest. Because we travel for an occasion, my mom had to say, this girl will play with this thing. The mother said she dare not. She dare not, because she knows the kind of father she has. That is, that child has been trained to play with just a toy. Let there be boundary around you as a woman. Create a clear boundary. Let there be boundary. Oh, this is my band. This is my edge. This is my. When people understand you for what you are, there are things they will not bring close to you. There are areas they will not meddle in your activities, and there are things they will not say in your presence. I've been somewhere and somebody said something. I didn't even hear him clearly. He said, "Ah, I have forgotten that auntie is here." There are things they will not bring close to you when you have clear boundary and you define it. Then you leave room for flexibility. Let there be room for flexibility. Let it be that you have room for adjustment. Let there be room. You don't just create boundary and then you become rigid. Let there be room for flexibility. You know, the tyranny of the urgent is real. Sometimes the need of the ministry will take you away from work, while sometimes the need of the work will demand your attention from during a time normally reserved for your family. There are times you just see somebody say, I am traveling today. Mommy, why now? Mommy, why? I say, this is duty call. You didn't plan for it. There are times you are supposed to be at work, but ministry will demand you go for something. You have to take permission, take excuse. I have taken excuse. I have done that before from my place of work, then to go and meet up. So let there be room for flexibility that you can combine the time. You can combine time in the sense that if your ministry and your work are 2 ways apart, there are times that you carry your ministry to workplace. Oh, there are things I need to do. I need to draw a plan for my ministry. Carry it inside your box, inside your portfolio. Go to the workplace with it. At your maybe free time, you can just go and sit at lunch, sit somewhere, relax and do it. In that, in a day, you have been able to combine 2 things and you have done it successfully. At work, you have fulfilled ministry and work together. By the time you come back to the house, you will not start racking your head or thinking, oh, how do I do this? And I am exhausted. You have been able to combine 2 things together. This tip for balancing work and ministry can also work for other things. Oh, you are just this workaholic, you don't have time for things. Hey, no time to carry my children out. You can invite maybe those children that they like playing with, come to the house and meet them, please. Come and stay few days with them. With that, you have been able to, save yourself the stress and the energy of taking the children out, which time has not permitted you. So let there be a combined activity in your plan. Then lastly, though I did not mention this in my layout, take proper rest. Take proper rest. Before the last point, take proper rest, and that is when you won't weary out. Take proper rest. Women are busy. Women are, you are here and there. Women have so many things to meet up in a day. That is why you should take proper any moment you have to rest. Please don't hesitate. Rest. Look, I once worked with a boss, and my boss will tell me, said once it's 7, 8 p.m., I don't pick any call. I have gone to bed. 2 nights ago, around 11 in the night, my phone rang. I don't put my phone off because I can have emergency call maybe from family member or the rest, and I don't put on silent so that it doesn't ring and I don't hear it. So I put it there, it rings for me. The moment it rang, I looked at the face of the phone. It was somebody I wasn't expecting an emergency call from. I just pushed the phone aside and I slept. That time of the night, I don't pick call unnecessarily. And the following morning, I was stepping out for work. The same call entered and I have to pick. Oh, hello, I saw your missed call. Sorry, I couldn't pick your call at that time of the night. You should know that I will be in bed. Oh, he said, oh, sorry, I passed your area. And as I got home, I thought it wise to call and say hi to you at that time of the night.
Wow.
At that time of the night. Wow. I said, okay, it's okay, but I don't pick call at that time of the night. It was thoughtful of you, so thank you. And that is it. So please, let's have in our calendar, let there be time for rest. 2 months ago, something happened to me. My zonal pastor was transferred from the church, and as he was going, there was no replacement. There was no assistant. There had not been assistant pastor. He was pastoring alone. Assistant pastor left, so he was alone. He was transferred without a replacement. And as he was going, they said they handed the church over to me, and I was like, God, what is this? And this is God's work. different from my ministry, different from my work. I have to merge all together. And I was moving on the road. Somebody saw me just 2 days ago. He said, "This woman, I've always been seeing you on the road." He said, "Carry my bag. Don't be trekking. Carry my bike." I have to from work return back maybe around 3 past 3, 4. Service is around 5:30. That moment I enter the house, I pour water, I enter bed straight. I make sure I sleep for 1 hour before going to church. By the time I sleep and wake up, I carry my Bible, I go to church. Because every service I have to be there. I automatically became the pastor of the church. But thank God, just Sunday, they brought a pastor for us. So please, we should create time, enough time for us to rest. Burnout is real. Burnout is there. No, don't wait until you saw. A woman fell and she was explaining to me. She said, "I don't know that I have passed my limit." He said, "I slumped, and thank God for me. Oh. Thank God she didn't die." But then we shouldn't get to that level that you are moving on the road. It's like strength has gone out of you until you are looking like collapsing. No, please, let's rest. And lastly, before we say, we call it a night, remember that you are not alone in this business. You are not alone. A woman, you are not alone. You are in the ministry, you have people around you. You are in the ministry, you are not doing it alone. You should be able to share responsibility. You should be able to work with others. You should be able to do your part. Let others do their part. Don't shoulder it and chest it. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, the Bible clearly told us that we are called everybody to do, not you carrying everything on your head. You can't do everything all alone by yourself. So ultimately, an uncommon woman is somebody who stands out for her courage, a conviction, a willingness to be different, whether it's through action, whether it is through action, or call it her belief or her impact on others. So the woman has made up her mind to stand alone. Now, and this has to do with our life. If we are created with ministry or with purpose on earth, our ministry, the meaning of that life is to find that our ministry. That your ministry is your gift. It is your potential that you have to discover. And when you discover it, you give it out. If you have not given out, you have not influenced your society. You have not transformed the society. So you must give out. It baffles me sometimes when I see people, this is ministry you're doing, and what you're thinking of first is that monetary aspect, or maybe the value you are getting from it. No, you are not doing unto the Lord. So since we are talking from the perspective of Christians now, if you have found your gift, which is your ministry, please give it out. If you are afraid how you will give it out, go and develop yourself on how you give it out. Let it be that something is flowing from you out to the society. Something is flowing from you to the public. Somebody is benefiting something from that your ministry or your gift. So the purpose of life is to give that your gift away to others, and you will see yourself come alive the moment you start doing it. Honestly, there are things I do today I never thought I would be able to do them in years past. It was when something happened and I was called to, it was an important, I was called to come and stand in for somebody, and I did it. I went back, I said, "Holy Spirit, thank you because you did it." But later on I discovered there's something deposited that I have been lying fallow. There's something deposited that have been silent in me that I have to awaken. So please, every one of us has a gift. Every one of us has ministry. Discover it, give it out. And that is the true meaning of you fulfilling your purpose. Stop settling for less. So please, let's go for more. We can stretch more than where we are today. All of our guest speakers, everybody, you can go beyond where you are if you're willing to. I pray God will help us. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving me the audience. God bless you.